Let's talk about Indian cinema. Now, Indian cinema is one of the largest film industries in Asia. You have Hindi and regional language content that is being produced. Numerous celluloid films have been produced over the years, and now we also have full foreign direct investment for film production. Now, Indian cinema is important because it portrays the socio-economic and political existence of the common people, the psyche of a common people, and it's not merely an entertainment but also has lessons for real life. It is also available to rural areas and smaller areas as means of entertainment. Now, the global impact is that India has appeared in international film festivals. Indian films have won Oscar awards. Slumdog Millionaire was a good example. Then you have Indian cinema who has been selected for international awards. So those are some of the basic ideas. Coming on to the history of Indian cinema. Now, Indian cinema, if we talk about, Lumbri brothers were the inventors for the cinematograph, and then they brought about the motion pictures. The first film that was titled was Coconut Fair and Our Indian Empire, and then you have the first motion venture which was given by the Harish Chandra Bandhavekar, and that was the Save Dada. Then similarly you had the first cinema house which was established in Madras. Dada Sahab Phalke started Raja Harish Chandra, and this was the first silent feature film. Later on you had the films with sound, and you have the Adishri's Irani's Alam Ara as the first success with as a sound film. So the previous film was without music or without sound, and those were considered as silent ones, and Raja Harishchandra was a very good example. So we have seen a kind of tremendous change from only audio to audio visual, only visual to audio visual, and then we have seen from black and white to colored movies, and there we say 1950s to 60s is considered as a golden age for Indian cinema. Now, when it comes to the modern cinema, violent films and family centric films started to come up. When it comes to early film life, it all started with the first show in Mumbai in 1896, and the early films were British and American. Later on, you had Indian production companies which grew, and you had more companies that came into existence. So we moved from an era of silent film to talkies and colors to the golden era of 50s and 60s, moving on to the big budget and the contemporary movies with some message. Now, when it comes to silent films, you have kind of compilation of music and dance. You have the first Indo-British collaboration silent movie that was released, and then you had indigenous silent films as Raja Harishchandra we already said, and then government started to introduce entertainment techs in Calcutta since 1922 before independence, and this era of silent cinemas went on for nearly 20 years. Some of the outstanding works of silent films are given here. So those were mainly related to social awakening and social issues. Then we have the India's first woman, Fatima Begum. She owned a film which was known as Bulbul-e Parastan, and then you had numerous film controversies that came in. Finally, first talkie film was released as Alam Ara, and then you had Phalke, Dadasaheb Phalke, who was awarded the father of Indian cinema, and Irani as the father of talkie, because this was the first sound film that was released. Then we had a series of talkie films that came up during this time, and big banners under Bombay Talkies, New Theatres or Prabhat started to come up. So here are some of the list of the major distinct movies which came as talkies. Now, if we talk about the era of development from 1940s, we have seen lyrics and the various movies that have come up. If we talk about the landmark in Indian cinema, you had the formation of the Central Board for Film Censors. Now, this talked about the certification and allowing videos or films under certain heads. India represented the first international film festival in 1952. Then you have Pather Panchali, which was awarded President's Gold Medal as best film, and then we also have a series of development in the film industry that took place. Some of the important films to win at the Cannes Film Festival Award and Oscar Awards were important. So, Mother India and Do Biga Zameen were some of those. Then we have Satyajit Ray and his classic Pather Panchali, which was one of the important works during that time. From 60s, as we said, you had the silent film, the golden film era that came up, and the establishment of Film and Television Institute in Pune in 1960 started. Dadasaheb Phalke Award for Lifetime Achievement was instituted, and you had a significant development that was seen. Most of the Hindi feature films is switched on to colored mode by 1972, and a series of censorship came into being. Some of the important movies that were released have been listed. The next is coming to the recent cinema. We had the formation of National Film Development Corporation. During the Asian Games, the telecast for color TV program started in 82, and then we had the first multiplex theaters which opened in New Delhi in 1997, and that was a new phase of development under the cinema. Now, some of the 3D movies that were released and the Dolby sound system movies that were released are important. The first 3D movie was released in Malayalam, and then we also have the concept of parallel cinema, which opened a wave of new cinema that came into existence with global trends after World War II. And you had National Film Archive of India, which opened up. Lots of development were seen. So we have a difference between how the parallel cinema and the mainstream cinema came up. So mainstream cinema had limited subjects and a single viewpoint, which was mainly stereotypical. However, parallel cinema talked about multiple views, contradictory ideas, and it brought about the multiplicity of the real life challenges. Women were introduced, and lot of women issues were brought into Indian cinema during 1940s, and this was a part of the social awakening reforms as well. Now, Indian Cinematograph Act was introduced, and this was to clarify the films, and you had the establishment of Censor Board of India and the Central Board for Film Certification. You have various categories that were allotted. U was for universal, that was went for everyone. A was restricted to adult audience. Then you had UA, which was under the parental guidance for children below 12 years, and then you had S, which had a specialized audience like doctors, engineers, and so on. Censorship in India is important because government body, the Central Board for Film Certification, actually controls it. There was setup of in the 1950s. The Central Board of Film Censors was established, and you had a well-developed organization that was seen in. Now, why do India need to have a national film policy? India is one of the largest film producing nations. You have lot of government interventions that need to take into account. So far, there has been limited intervention that has been seen, and digitization incentives are important. Piracy is again a big challenge for industry. So those are some of the important developments that we have seen in Indian cinema. A less commonly asked about question, but yes, definitely part of your Indian art and culture. We have covered most of your topics on Indian art and culture. So if you want to go through these sections on Indian art and culture, just go back and refer to the playlist on Indian art and culture by Exam Race, and you would have all the important topics that have been covered there. We would be covering many much important topics beyond art and culture in your science and tech, polity, IR, and so on. So stay tuned for many more updates from our side. Have a wonderful day ahead.